What a nice-looking snowman.
Aw. So this is where it happened. Briar Road.
Wait, it is? That snowman's a witness, then!
With the great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
I'm not gonna say it 3 times.
No, we're not. I'm gonna look at the snowman.
Beetlejuice.
No! And then Herlock Sholmes appears in the background.
Poof!
What?
The bicycle fad won't last. I don't see why anyone would want to ride something like that. I have news for you.
Your descendant rides a bicycle to work.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We're having a moment of silence because Chisato is still indeed admiring Sholmes' home.
Chisato's excitement has both died and also gone not die.
Yes.
It's been 84 years. She's been admiring this room for 84 years.
Wow, she looks good for...
Right?
Her youthful energy has kept her young.
Sorry, I'm trying... 100? Yeah, she'd be 100. Yeah, she looks good for 100.
Wait, how old is she?
She's 16.
She's 16,
I thought she was 17 or something.
No, she's 16.
No, she's 16.
Then yeah, she's 100!
Okay, good, I can math still.
I think that the King of Bohemia came to this very room to ask Mr. Sholmes to take on his case.
The King of Bowaria?
King Wilhelm Ghosters singers on von Sermion, of course.
I have no I have no clue if any of that is correct, and I'm too scared to ask.
I don't know
almost
either.
died.
I just read it and this is excited if ever. I don't care.
Sorry,
Fate stay
I'm
night, gotcha.
drawing a blank. Forget the adventures of Herlock Sholmes for a moment and look over there.
There's a sassy
He looks
lost child.
scandalized. Forget the adventures of Herlock How dare you! How dare you!
The tea's
And then you get
brewed,
us a Sato takedown.
and I have a freshly baked cake as well. Oh, please don't throw anyone.
It's you.
I knew it. Susato-san recognizes her too.
There you are. And taking that with you as well. I was looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine.
Oh, thank God. I was nervous I was going to have to pull out Joey Wheeler there.
It's the girl who turned up at the end of Mr. McGillicud's trial in the defendant's antechamber.
I've never met a lawyer from the Far East before. Poor you, having to get straight to work when you've only just arrived in London.
Oh,
How do you know that?
yes, it was challenging.
Well, try this tea. It's my special blend, you know?
Oh, thank you. Is tea supposed to look that color?
My, what a fragrant yet meadow flavor.
Hooray! It's a winner! I tried blending different leaves designed to alleviate fatigue, you see. You must be exhausted after your long voyage here, and you have another ticklish trial tomorrow.
How do you know that?
Oh, and you're to defend a Japanese man. I do wish you lots and lots of luck.
I have concerns about the amount of information this little girl knows.
Did Mr. Sholmes tell you about this by any chance?
Oh, you know Hurley, do you?
Hurley? Mr. Sholmes? To you, surely. That line! Sorry! That
Someone who was writing that line was like,
I'm funny.
Okay.
Yeah,
here we go.
I know, right?
Mr. Sholmes is a fellow passenger on the boat that brought us from brought us to Great Britain, you see.
Was he really? Well, I had no idea. I'm afraid Hurley's out on an errand again today, even though he's just returned from overseas.
Early.
Wait a minute.
Wait.
We met this girl for the first time ever yesterday after the trial, and only briefly at that. How on earth does she know so much about us? There you go.
That. But also, she was like, oh, I didn't know he was away. Anyways, he just got back from overseas. But what?
Did she deduce all those things, do you think?
And perhaps more to the point, why is she here in Mr. Sholmes' suite?
I have a question.
Yes?
Why is there a letter stabbed against the wall with a knife?
I think that's the actual Sherlock Holmes reference to his home.
Is it?
I think so, yeah. I think that exists in every
when you get a letter,
adaptation.
do you not stab it to the wall?
I
tend not to. No, I rent.
maybe I'm just misremembering, but like every Sherlock Holmes adaptations I've seen that same knife that stabbed through a letter in every one of them. I'm pretty sure that's just a Sherlock Holmes reference.
Wait, you rent knives?
No,
Why not just buy a set of knives?
not rent.
Oh, silly me, I haven't introduced myself, have I?
Okay, she's cute though.
Yes.
It's a great pleasure to meet you both. My name is Iris Wilson. I live here together with Hurley.
Early.
Yep. Iris, is it? What a lovely name.
What?
What's the matter?
No, wait, this can't be. Did you say that your name is Wilson?
What's the matter with Susato-san? Why is she so flustered all of a sudden? Do you not remember? Okay, I guess you don't remember the first case. That's fine too, Naruhodo.
Yes,
He was kind of busy being accused of murder.
Yes,
I
that's
feel like
right.
that would shake anyone up.
And what are your names?
Oh, I'm Ryanosuke Naruhodo, a lawyer from Japan.
Sorry. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, Susato Mikatoba. It's wonderful to meet you.
Lovely. Susie and Bruno. Got it.
Susie?
And Runo?
Okay, actually, Bruno sounds great.
There's more to this girl than meets the eye. I have so many questions for her. I don't know where to start.
Yes, and so do I.
Hi. Would you like my armband?
Oh, we did. Did we show the armband to?
We did show it to Gregson like a while
okay.
back, I think.
Okay,
Maybe?
okay,
Or maybe I'm
okay.
misremembering. I don't know. Maybe we didn't.
Whatever. We can always show it to him again.
Iris, could I show you this?
Oh, how exciting. What is it? Tell me all about it.
Oh, actually, I was hoping you might be able to tell me something about it. If anything comes to mind.
Why would it?
Well, no, I suppose it wouldn't.
Tell me. I want to hear everything.
This hasn't gone according to plan. What are you planning to do, Ryanosuke?
Here,
There's
look
finally
at
someone
this.
interested in something you're showing them.
Here, look at this. Okay, cool. But what is it? Oh, I was
Right.
hoping you would know. But you're the owner of it. How do you not know what it is?
It was you that we ran into yesterday, wasn't it? At the Old Bailey.
Yes, that's right. You are ever so helpful. Thank you so much.
No, not at all. I'm so sorry we couldn't have been more welcoming.
Though, at the time, we did have a rather large gun pointed at us.
We did? Oh, right, that.
Like this?
Ah, thinking back now, you left with Miss Lestrade in tow, didn't you?
Oh yes, that awkward witness, Gina Lestrade.
Oh, Jeannie? Yes, she's a professional pickpocket.
So we found out.
It was very naughty of her to pinch my invention like that.
Are you referring to that trial-disrupting gun-like contraption?
Exactly. So I followed her, you see, to get it back. Huh. Perhaps I should think about fitting a self-destruct mechanism in my inventions.
Oh, no, don't do that.
This
Don't do
girl
that.
is dangerous.
Anyway, I brought Jeannie back here after that, so she could apologize to my trusty technician.
Sorry, your technician?
Hurley, of course, silly.
Oh yeah, I totally knew that.
Lee?
Yes, Herlock. Herlock Sholmes. We live here together.
I had no idea the great detective had such an interesting young daughter.
Daughter? Oh, not likely.
What?
I wouldn't call him Hurley if he was my father, would I?
What is your relationship with Mr. Sholmes?
Well, I expect you found out that lodgings of any kind in London are very expensive. So the solution is to share the cost with a partner, a roommate.
You're a kid! What? You're roommates?
You don't mind me asking, Iris, but how old are you?
10 at last this year.
Well, what of your mother and father?
Oh no, they're not around.
Oh, I see. I wonder what the story is there.
Do you really want to know the story of how she could be an orphan? You sure you wanna? Sure you wanna ask that question?
Yes.
All right, we'll go off, I guess.
Oh yes, there's something I must ask you.
Of course. Go ahead, Susie.
I'm a very great fan of the Adventures of Horak Sholmes and...
Oh, you have a copy of Rand's magazine.
Yes, I read every issue. It's delivered all the way to Japan on ship.
Oh, this is so exciting. My stories are being read on the other side of the world.
My stories?
That's right. Hurley is always solving such amazing cases, you see, and he tells me all about them. They really are quite fascinating. And it would be such a shame if I was the only one who ever heard them, don't you think?
Goodness.
Last night he was telling me all about a new case he just solved on a steamship traveling from a faraway land.
Oh no! Oh no!
So I was just in the middle of typing up the manuscript for the next issue before you came.
So you are the author?
Susato's
gonna die.
I know!
Yes, I'll let you in on a secret if you like. I'm going to call this latest adventure the Speckled Band.
The Speckled Band? That's certainly very familiar.
Oh, come on, Runo! Pay attention!
Of course, I always change one or two details in the stories here and there. This time, I had the idea of making a venomous snake be the cause of all the trouble.
Oh, that was Mr. Shone's first thought as well, actually.
Yes, and of course I know that a snake might not be a credible fit for the facts of the case exactly, but it's a story. Some poetic license is justified to make it more thrilling, I think. Don't you?
So basically, we have Mr. I'm just gonna randomly guess and then I'll get it right, telling a story to this little girl who is already biased because I'm Mr. Randomly Guess, I'm gonna get it right the first time, so probably didn't mention the parts where he messed up, to this little girl who then says, okay, I'm going to embellish this now. Yeah, I can see why people like Gregson are kind of pissed about this.
So, do you mean to say... Are the stories about Mrs. Sholmes that are published in Rand's magazine?
All written by me? Yes, on my wonderful and very modern typewriter.
You have to really specify that typewriter, okay.
These I've ever read. Only by a doctor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson.
Susato-san's getting more and more worked up.
Okay, Susato, wait a okay, pause here. Wait, John H. Wilson.
Is dead. So
Yes.
who could keep writing,
And he was
Susato?
also in Japan for the last 3 years. How did Susato not make the connection? Oh wait, my dad's friends with John H. Wilson. I should go talk to him, the guy who writes the freaking story.
I don't know, man. It's those kind of things that you just don't think about. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Ah, yes, that's me. I mean, my name really is Wilson.
But what about the doctor of medicine part?
That's all true too. I am a doctor of medicine.
Holy crap!
What?
Ma'am, you are 10.
No? At 10 years old? In Victorian era?
At 10 years old.
Well, that's quite incredible. Susato!
But
Her whole world is coming apart!
Dr. English.
Dr. English is a wheelsome gentleman.
Dr. English is a beautiful man.
Ego-sama.
KB's falling apart as much as Susato is.
Dr. Wilson is the English gentleman.
Ah,
He's
yes.
also dead.
I did alter the settings slightly for the stories to be more compelling.
She's just.
Well, it sounds a little strange, doesn't it? A great detective with a 10-year-old girl in tow.
I suppose it does, yes.
Poor Susato-san. She looks like her whole world has just fallen apart. There's a lot. About before.
Yes, yes? What's on your mind, Runa? Do tell me.
How did you know that I was a lawyer and we just arrived in London? I mean,
Yes. Oh, and that we have a difficult trial tomorrow. How did you know all that?
Oh, that's what you mean.
Please, tell us how you did it. Explain every detail.
Of course, I'd be delighted. Although, there's really no mystery. Now, let's begin.
Oh,
the goggles are down.
I thought she was gonna I thought she was gonna bring down a whiteboard or something.
Iris Wilson is proud to present her Logic and Reasoning Spectacular.
Oh God, no.
Here we go.
Yeah, that's the face. That's the mood right now.
First of all, I knew already that you were a lawyer, Runa.
Wait a second. What is this background? Are you in Cyber Peacock stage? What is this?
After all,
This is the Iris field of you are now in my grasp. Let me examine you.
this is
Mega Man,
this
back
is-
in, execute.
No, this is goggle visions. She put down the goggles. Remember?
Oh yeah.
after all, I met you yesterday at the Old Bailey in the defendant's antechamber.
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
But you also said that we only just arrived in London. How did you know that?
I observed a passport and a travel ticket protruding from your breast pocket.
Oh,
Okay, hold up. Was that in the anime cutscene earlier? Or
No.
is that just conveniently placed there so that we won't notice that until right now?
conveniently placed there.
Of course.
All right, I'm gonna think of it this way. This is a Capcom game. What would Capcom do?
Put Ryu from Street Fighter in.
What else would Capcom do?
But get Street Fighter in?
So,
Okay, get past that. Get past the cameos, the
Okay.
easy cameos, and what
Okay.
else would Capcom do?
Make a typo?
You know what? If you're gonna be difficult, I'm not even gonna bother. All
I
right.
actually don't know how to answer.
I'm not trying to be wrong. These are all legitimate things they've done.
I also
Neglect
don't know how to
Niche
answer.
series.
That's everyone.
But yeah, I actually
Closed
don't know
down
how to
a
answer
studio?
the question, so because it could be a lot of things. So what is the answer, Lewis? What were the answer you
The
were
answer
looking
is
for?
be Lacey.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay, but that's everyone. That's also everyone.
You can't tell me that Capcom aren't great at it.
I mean, I think I was on something with a typo there. Being lazy and not catching that typo go hand in hand.
Like I said, you can't tell me that Capcom aren't great at it.
So I was reasonably confident that you must have only just arrived in the country. And on top of that, you accepted a case against that particular prosecutor, telling me you were unaware of London's court affairs.
The Reaper of the Bailey? I walked right into that one, didn't I?
Then I noticed a red ink stamp on the back of Susie's hand.
Wait a second,
yeah,
that definitely wasn't there before.
I'm yelling at her goggles, let her see stuff.
You were given that when you visited the local prison to meet with a suspect, weren't you? Earlier today.
Discord probably won't
Susano's
pick that up, so
outfit
it's
is-
fine.
well, I know. I was just gonna say Susano's outfit. Now that it was zoomed in, I was like, man, Susano's outfit is really cute.
It is.
They use those stamps to keep a close eye on comings and goings, you see?
Hey, I didn't realize.
And a red stamp is only used for people visiting foreign inmates. So, that told me that even though you had only yesterday concluded the trial of Magnus McGilbert, the two of you had already had cause to visit a foreign inmate at a local prison. However, neither of you was wearing a particularly sad expression on your face. So I concluded that the prisoner was unlikely to be a friend or a relative. That led me to believe that you must have accepted a new case.
I see.
And the logic took a little while. That's a bit of a gap there to get from one point to the other point, but you got it.
But how could you have known the trial is tomorrow?
Well, having barely been home a few hours yesterday, Hurley solved yet another case. It obviously amused him. He told me that he caught a Japanese man who was bawling and trembling.
A Japanese man? Well, clearly that must have been...
It's Natsume.
Now, Runo has that fancy Japanese sword. And I think your outfit is called a kimono, isn't it, Susie? Well, anyway, it was clear to me that you both came from Japan yourselves. So I put two and two together and decided you must be defending the Japanese man Hurley caught. And there was only one conclusion those facts could lead me to.
So why do we have Hurley when we have Iris here just doing everything?
You
Wait,
both-
why are her goggles off? Hold up a second. Come on, Capcom! Come on, Capcom!
No. This is her mental image being projected into the goggle vision. It's not
Yeah, there
actually
you
her.
go.
No, this is Capcom's excellent laziness at work.
You both-
Masters,
Mega Man.
utter masters of laziness.
They're Mega Man excellent.
Wow.
Give that man a race.
You both came
When
here
a devil
to ask...
may cry.
No, stop!
You both came here to ask Hurley about the case.
It surely is
There's a note
great
on the
ace
mantelpiece.
attorney.
You're all fired.
Okay,
I'm
bye.
breathing a sigh of fire, if you will.
Oh my god!
There's a note on the mantelpiece that says the man's trial will be tomorrow. Hurley is always stabbing his notes with a knife, you know. He is silly. And that's all there was to it, really. Thank you for listening. I am Iris Wilson, and that was one of my great deductions.
That was definitely a great deduction.
That was monstrous, and I'm gonna need to hunt down some water. Hang on.
Okay.
Okay. I
Well,
wanted to make a pun, but then I was like, wait, is ActRaiser by Capcom?
No! I think ActRaiser was... Natsume, actually? No, Enix? I don't... Hang on, I gotta check.
Soseki, you're gonna have a descendant who's gonna make this game.
I was so confused
yeah.
for a moment, and I remember there is a company named Natsume, and I was just like, what?
I'm checking. Quintet! It was
Quintet.
Quintet and Enix.
Oh, okay, Enix, okay.
Yeah, I remember Quintet. Didn't they do Terra Enigma?
Probably.
well,
Yep.
was it a winner? Were my deductions correct?
They were spot on. Also, Final, what were you gonna say?
Nah, I was just agreeing.
Was amazing, Iris. Truly a great deduction.
You even managed to discern something of Mr. Sholm's delivery.
Oh, well, I was just copying Hurley's style for that.
This is really very good news. Not only was it beautiful, but it was also beautiful.
Ah! Why are we still doing this?
Because Capcom.
You can tell us about the case involving the Japanese man. You will, won't you, Iris? Please.
So yesterday, Mr. Sholmes apprehended a Japanese man. You were saying...
Yes.
Oh, Kami, yes.
Hurley just arrived back in London after his sea voyage. But the police were waiting for him at the railway station to take him directly to the crime scene.
The great detective is a popular man, it seems.
Apparently, a woman was stabbed on a quiet street somewhere in town. There were witnesses who had seen a short, shifty-looking stooped man running away from the scene.
short, shifty-looking, stooped man.
Mr. Natsumi. Beyond any doubt.
No, man, that's not a man. That's a cat.
She said stoop, but I think it was actually stoop kid.
Soseki-san said that he didn't see anybody else on the street at all. But it seems there were witnesses after all.
Hurley used his great deductive powers to determine the man's address. It was a lodging room, very nearby. He went directly there with the police. And what did they find? A short, shifty-looking, stooped man shivering in fear.
Ugh. Mr. Sholm's great deduction certainly hit the mark that time.
It did. He's a great detective.
Hey, Susato, you are aware that the man that he detectived to have been the stab person is the person we're defending, right? You know that, right? Like, you're aware of that?
Also, I'm trying to...
Like, we are in direct odds right now?
I'm still trying to put the pieces together of, Gregson. Sholmes are no good, blah, 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 blah. And then, oh, by the way, the police just happened to be there when Sholmes came by, and they took it, like, why would the police do that if they don't like him?
I think with the way Herlock is, he probably dragged them along. Still,
God's hand cannot stop that man.
Yep. Still, that means the incident occurred only 2 days ago. Surely tomorrow is too soon for the trial, isn't it?
Definitely. We have no time to investigate properly.
Hurley says that London is rife with crime.
Oh.
Scotland Yard is doing its best, but they can't stay on top of it, apparently.
Ouch.
Oh dear, I hadn't realized the situation was so dire.
That's why they can't afford to spend too much time investigating cases and trying the criminals in court. Staff and money are both short. Crimes are usually pinned on the first suspicious person.
Boy, that's a terrible system.
That's terrible. Ridowski, write that down. We might want to use that in Japan in the future.
No!
I mean, it's the basis for all the other Ace Attorney games.
What you're telling me is that law is that courtrooms get progressively worse as time goes on.
Yes.
Yes.
So the best justice system we've seen in this game is the tutorial of this game in Japan.
And even then, that still wasn't good.
It just progressively gets worse.
I suppose it's the harsh reality of the workings of the world's greatest justice system.
I suppose it is. But in that case, I don't hold out much hope for Soseki-san.
Well, we were able to get that Mr. McKilden person not guilty, and we all know he kind of was guilty.
Thank you for answering so many of our questions, Iris. This has been very informative.
Oh, you're most welcome. I've had so much fun.
Do you happen to know where Mr. Sholmes is at the moment? As
He's right
guessed-
behind you.
Yeah, that would be legit, honestly.
He's hanging on the knife.
As you guessed, we'd like to ask him some questions about this case as well.
Ah, well. I expect Hurley is still investigating the scene.
He wasn't there.
Of the case involving Mr. Natsume, you mean?
Yes, Mr. Natsume? Hurley said he was going to the man's lodgings.
And that's why we didn't see him. He was in the lodgings.
Oh, okay.
If you leave now, you'll probably catch him there.
Iris, do you know where those lodgings are?
Well, I imagine the police are still investigating the scene of the crime themselves, aren't they? Did you happen to come across a detective by the name of Gregson when you were there?
Yes, we know Inspector Gregson.
Ah, goody. In that case, give Gregsy this from me, would you? If you do that, I'm sure he'll tell you what you want to know.
This girl has a
Bribe the cops!
Yep!
One
is this?
little girl bribe card.
A 5-shilling piece and a postcard, it seems.
Iris's postcard. A card for Inspector Gregson with a message on the back from Iris.
Reads, tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem. Gosh, that'll make the inspector help us, will it?
Yes, Susato, it's known as bribery.
Well, thank you, Iris. We'll give it a try. Bribed by a little girl. I'm not even surprised.
Good luck then. I'm going to return to writing my manuscript, The Speckle Band. And I'll be making more special blends of tea, so come back soon.
He'd be delighted. Thank you so much, Iris.
Not quite leaving yet because there's some things I do need to examine before we go.
Well, Mr. Nahodo, it's back to the scene of the crime.
Or the
Nope.
game won't let me? So, somewhat dubious that they would exert any influence over the men of Scotland Yard at all. We headed back to the scene with Iris's curious note and one of the world's heaviest silver coins in hand. Wait,
Okay,
this is to
but-
be continued. Hold on, this is a to be
A
continued.
shilling is like the equivalent of a penny.
Maybe Scotland Yard isn't paid well, all things considered. You heard what Iris said.
Maybe it's a
I-
magic coin that keeps refilling his fish and chips.
Oh, alright, I guess we are
he
really...
meant heavy, like metaphorically.
It just went...
not
Yeah,
literally.
metaphorically, yeah.
Oh, so
Oh,
it's
okay.
like those arcades where you just put in the one coin and you just keep playing for the rest of the day. But it's that for the fish and chips.
Yes.
19th of February, 2:38 p.m., Briar Road. It looks as though the police are still here, carrying on with their investigation.
I like the one guy who's done nothing but sit in the carriage.
Got the easiest job.
He's on the ready.
Perfect. So let's find Inspector Gregson as quickly as possible.
Yes, and let's see if he'll take a break from his chips to look at that silver tip Iris gave us for him. Hey, he's right there. Well then, you know what? Since the game has dictated me to move, we're gonna stop here before we talk to him. So we will continue on.
to enjoy some fish and chips.
Yeah, you do that, sir. We'll see you all in the next video.